Do you find Gilmore Girls frustrating because everybody is terrible? My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. And today we are talking about one of my very favorite adages in storytelling. Bad decisions make good stories. People who make bad decisions are good characters. I don't want to be friends with Lorelai. I don't think she's a good friend. I think she is self-centered. I think she is irresponsible. I think she is like a good time sometimes, but like most of the time I just would get really exhausted being around her. I don't want to be friends with her. I was Rory's age when the show came out originally, or very, very close to Rory's age, and I didn't want to be friends with her either. I like she is also self-centered and kind of exhausting and makes a bunch of really questionable decisions and is not a good friend and demonstrates this repeatedly over and over again. But that's where story comes from, is from tension. Yeah, Luke is a very angry guy. I don't know if you've noticed this, but he's in his 30s and has never had a real genuinely successful long-term relationship. He's got anger issues. He is not a good caregiver for Jess when Jess shows up. He's unprepared to be a parent. Emily is controlling and manipulative, but that is literally why the story starts, is because Emily wants to control and manipulate her daughter and she sees an opportunity to be able to do so. Now, if Emily had simply been generous, there would be no Gilmore Girls story. There wouldn't be anything for us to have this conflict and this tension with one another because everybody made good decisions and did what was best for everybody around them, was just really kind, and there was no tension and there was no conflict. If you can find me a story in which all of the characters make the right decisions all of the time, and if they do make a genuinely innocent mistake, they apologize for it appropriately and perfectly and immediately, and that apology is accepted immediately by everybody around them, that story is bad. It's boring. It's not any good. These characters stick with us. We are still talking about Gilmore Girls to this level and with this type of detail 24 years after it came on the air. This show is not new. It has withstood the test of time. People are still falling in love with this show because these characters are complicated and messy and nuanced. I do think there is space to have conversations about some types of responsible representation, and I do think that if you are going to write relationships that are like actively harmful and damaging, that there's ways that you can sort of hang a lantern on that and be like, hey, I know that this is not responsible. Please do not try this at home. But that is also like art reflects life, and life is messy. I do not expect your stories to be full of characters who do the right thing from the beginning every single time. It's boring. It's not fun.